So for today, we're going to be looking at the Fortnite class items. If you guys don't know, Eververse is currently selling the class items, which I definitely think you should get. Here is the Eternal Vengeance for that, but also for the Stasis stuff. The Stasis video should have been out by now because that's the first one that I made. And apologies if that's a little long, but I do explain the whole new thing of me doing this in-game rather than just me posting the male and female versions and then having like gameplay in the background. I feel like this is just going to be a little bit better because not only is it going to help me like edit some of the things that I'm doing here, but also just showcase like my thought process, which I think is a little bit better than just how I usually do it. That does mean I cut out the female versions for the Titans and Hunters and the male version for the Warlock, but I feel like that's a little bit better because again, it's how I view my Guardians. And also it makes editing this way less annoying and it's much faster for me to actually put out the content. So that's the biggest reason as to why I'm actually going to be doing this from now on, because it's going to help push this content out faster, which means more content for you guys. And it means it also just helps me push out the content faster and gives me more variety, because again, I don't want to just do fashion. I want to do more than just that. And specifically not just Destiny 2, a lot more. So, and I also explained, I think briefly about the name change for my channel, which if you haven't noticed, it's the EDZ Runway now, not Fixedtony. So that's just to explain a few things here and there. But if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe really does help because a huge portion of people are actually not subscribed. So if you can do me a favor, like, comment, sub, hit the bell notification because that also does help. Other than that, let's get into it. So for this one may seem familiar to you guys because it should. It came, this set came out when I made the Cyborg Nemesis set for the Hunters, which this is the the Dark Side Star Wars armor set. And I think this one's super cool. Olmsted's Downfall ornament for the Blight Ranger, the Cyborg Nemesis grips and strides, Spectral Displacer Caress with the Eternal Vengeance cloak. Mercury Vex Chrome is the shader I use because obviously this is going for a very much Vex theme. And this is when it gets really cool because then I can actually showcase some of the things. So first and foremost, you could actually do Precursor Vex Chrome, which I think is a really good color. You could also do the Descendant Vex Chrome, which I think is pretty cool as well. But you could also do the other ones. Omnicronia, this one's going to be really cool. The Continuum Alloy, these are also Vex shaders. But you could also do cool things like this, which again, turns off glows for the most part, or you can do Cruelty Song, which again, this one's really cool as well. So yeah, this is the biggest reason why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to just showcase like different shaders for some of the armor sets that I make, because again, some of this armor looks really cool with certain shaders. Like I think this one looks genuinely really cool, but again, like this one also looks really cool. So yeah, I really love this set. I think this set looks amazing. But if you were like, oh, I didn't get the Cyborg Nemesis stuff, what would you do instead? I would most likely just tell you, like, if you do have the malware set is going to be pretty cool with it because it's still going to maintain that Warlock, or not Warlock, that Stasis theme. I would just have to tell you to be careful with the shadering because unfortunately this takes shadering really badly. You guys will notice it on certain shaders like this one, for example, where there's like a red glow there, or not glow, but there's like a red undertone, which really, really is annoying. So you just have to be careful with which shader you use. But if you didn't want, because you don't have the malware set, then I would probably tell you the Vicarian grips is also a really good choice. I know I'm choosing armor sets that are really annoying, but if you like, this one's also really good. If you have the Eternal Vengeance stuff, that's also really good. But I do think if you switch out the arms and the boots, it really changes the whole vibe of the armor. So I would say if you have the Cyborg Nemesis strides and the grips, that's going to be the better choice because that's kind of like the whole point of this armor. It's trying to make it like less human and more like half Vex, half human type of thing. As for Titans, I ended up going with this. I think this is cool. The chain piston for the Synthoceps, Nightly Noir mark, obviously that's the Fortnite mark, Phoenix Strife Type O, the Kaer Morhen plate, and then the Fenrir's Bane helm. Royal Protector is a shader we're using. I fuck with this one heavily, bro. I think this one's amazing. Be aware that the helmet, if you're using Fenrir's Bane mark or helmet, it's gonna be annoying to shader. That's why I ended up using Royal Protector, because I did not know that it was just gonna be a 1-to-1 for the arms, which is really cool. Because if you go for other shaders, you guys will immediately notice that it's very annoying to shader. So here's a good example. it takes the off color, which is very unfortunate. And not only does it take the off color, it takes like both off colors, which is why this helmet is like usually a bitch to shader, because this, in my opinion, does not look good at all. Like, it's the shading that's really bad, which is why I think Royal Protector is such a precious gift to us, because look at this, it combines everything really, really well. So that I just need to make, you need to be aware of how Fenrir's Bane helm takes shaders. It's really, really bad. That being said, this looks really good. I will say, I think the boots are the only weak point here because there is no chainmail. For that, here's the problem. You don't really have chainmail boots, if I remember correctly. No. You do have a little bit on this one, but when I say a little bit, it's right there. So that's what I mean when I say a little bit, and obviously here as well. But it's not silver, it's gold, so that's going to be annoying for some people. Which is why I ended up using Lightning Noir. No, I did not. I'm stupid. I'm just thinking about another set. Which is why I ended up using the Phoenix Strike Type O. I just think it looks really cool. The thing that I don't like about it is the fact that it's definitely not the same design. Not design, but it's like from the waist up, it gives me like, I can definitely see this being like in the Witcher universe or like in the medieval era. The boots also give that vibe, but a different time, I guess you would say. So for those who are like, yeah, I don't fuck with the boots, I completely understand. I would probably do this one. I think this one would probably be the best one. It's just the fact that the chest piece is gold and I would want a little bit more gold on there. So I would probably switch it out for, honestly, this one's not really good for that because it's, so I would if the mark had more covering on the sides. I think covering the dick is not enough. So for that one, I would say no. This one's not bad if you ignore the gold chainmail, which I know some people would. But I would probably do, I would say no for this. Just the fire would bug the shit out of me. No, this does not fit the design. This one? This one? No, it's a side thing. Actually, I don't mind this one, but I would just probably stay with this one for now until we get some better boots, or if I can go in game and actually like go through some of the stuff that I don't have unlocked yet, because then maybe I'd be like, oh shit, this is actually really cool. Yes, maybe some of the Trial of Osiris stuff would be pretty cool with it. No, definitely not that. Yeah, no. So, Titans, let me know what you guys think about this set. Last but not least, Warlocks, we're using the Painted Kitsune Bond. So this one's pretty funny because I was like, you know what? Because there's a lot of glow in the Bond, I'm just going to go full blown just glows in this one. And I think this one came out pretty funny considering the Jade Filament Hood, the Sun Bracers with the Warfire ornament, the Helium Reactor, which is the ornament that goes with the Warfire, Malware boots, and then obviously the Painted Kitsune gloves. Lucid for the shadering, specifically the glow, because Jade Filament Hood, this does not change color. I think I've made this set before, just without the Malware boots or the Painted Kitsune Bond. I think this one's way better than the one I made before. I think the Bond looks really cool with it because especially this right here, definitely looks like it's charging it, but I also think the Malware boots goes heavy with this. The only unfortunate part, like I said, is you can see that red overglow or that red undertone, which is very, very annoying. But when you see it like this, you don't notice it that much, especially when it's in the shadows. So that's why I still stick with it, because even though I do notice it, when it comes to like most people will not notice it, or when it comes to like the shadowing, like right now I can't see it. So I think this one's really cool. I think a lot of these are really cool, actually. I don't know which one would be the best. Honestly, I would say the Hunter, then Warlock, and then Titan. The Hunter, I think, is just so cool thematically, and just the set looks way crazy. The only unfortunate part is the exotic itself. I'm not a big fan of. The Titan one, unfortunately, hold on. Unfortunately, the Titan one, I do like it. It's just I don't really like the boots. And that's the thing that I would switch out. The boots would be the first thing I'd switch out for maybe something that has chainmail. And unfortunately, the chest piece that the boots that go with it don't have chainmail on it. Warlocks, again, like I said, I think yours was really, really cool. Actually, if I'm being honest, actually Warlocks would be first and then the Hunters would be second. And then Titans will still be third. Just because the Warlocks are using an exotic that's actually fun to use and viable. Like viable in the sense that I would actually use it. And then Hunters would be second because that exotic is pure trash. And then Titans because Synthoceps is good. I just never really fuck with it heavily. And unfortunately, I still don't like the boots. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I do think these videos are going to be a little bit longer because I have more to talk to and to showcase because now we're doing it in game. But I think that's still going to be fine because again, I'm actually going to be showcasing some of the really cool sets and I can actually give you like different things that I would do. So let me know what you guys think about the new format. I appreciate y'all coming to this point. Be safe. I'll see you guys later.